coming in on Prime Minister Modi's visit to the UK. You can see in the visuals, the Prime Minister in UK, he's meeting the officials in London. Prime Minister meeting UK PM Keir Starmer right now. The visuals on your screen. Prime Minister Modi, remember, is on a 2-day visit to UK, and the big outcome that is expected, that is hoped for, is the new trade deal between India and the UK. The free trade agreement may be signed, the landmark UK-India free trade agreement that may change, that may double the bilateral trade from current $60 billion to $120 billion may be signed as Prime Minister Modi meets Keir Starmer today. This is Prime Minister Modi's 4th visit to the UK, and we just saw the visuals of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi meeting UK PM Keir Starmer. Remember, this is a very, very crucial visit that the Prime Minister is undertaking. He's on a 2-day visit to the UK. The key focus of this visit will be the formal signing of the India-UK Free Trade Agreement. He is also expected to meet possibly meet King Charles. Lavina Tandon joins me on the phone line on this. Lavina, the two Prime Ministers have met. The visuals are here of the two Prime Ministers meeting. What more do we know? What has been discussed? What are we expecting today?
What we are expecting is that now they will go on and have their bilateral talks on the strategic partnership that's on various things like health, education, and many other tech, terrorism, support in counterterrorism, supporting intel. All of those bilaterals will be taken stock of. That is the first prime thing. And of course, then towards the afternoon, we are looking at the signing of the FTA, which holds a great value for Britain as I speak. Just now, the two things that are of prime importance for Britain as an export to India, one is Scotch whisky and the car. The car industry in India is at its lowest. And so this deal is being sold as a very, very important and strategic deal that Britain is making with India, the biggest till now. They have done it with Australia, they've done it with New Zealand, but it is this deal that is the biggest and feeds into the global Britain post-Brexit scenario. So that's the most important thing. And of course, then Prime Minister Modi is going to be meeting King Charles III in his, not in London, but just outside. And then he heads off to Maldives. But if you have more questions, I would love to tell you a bit more about how this FTA holds significance for the United Kingdom.
Well, yes, Lavina, please please explain for our viewers. This is a very, very crucial visit. The free FTA is on the cards. We are talking about India-UK comprehensive strategic partnership also that may be discussed. We're also looking at not just economic ties, but also defense, innovation, tech, research, etc. What more do we know, Lavina?
Yes, two words can I just say for this trip. One is turbocharging the economy through FTA and taking stock of what is happening in the strategic partnership, as you mentioned. Now, there are lots of nitty-gritties in that. One being that they're pushing for education. India is a big market for education. Southampton happens to be the first university that has opened its campus in India, and more such are going to happen. So this is what is coming off the comprehensive strategic stock taking. And with Prime Minister Modi, there are a lot of bigwigs, industrialists and businessmen from India and from here who would be holding sidelined talks on taking stock, how to take these partnership and strengthening it more, and for both the economies to benefit. So that happens on the strategic partnership side. As with regards to the FTA, it is a very huge topic here in the United Kingdom because this, as I mentioned, is the biggest deal. It is expected to boost the economy by $4.8 billion pounds year to year over a period of few years, a few decades till 2035. It is also going to be an injection of 6 billion, as the British government is saying, also impetus to a lot of jobs. And I'll tell you how it really means for a layman perspective. For example, India, interestingly, surpassed France to be the biggest importer of Scotch whisky. Just the Scotch whisky is going to make a huge difference to the United Kingdom. They have pushed for the tariffs to be brought down from 150% to 75% in the recent times, and then 40%, and the interest, the tariff will go down to 0%. Now, this is where the biggest job impetus comes to the UK. It is estimated 2,200 kind of jobs. So that is a very, in Scotland and in Midlands, much required, because job concentration here in the United Kingdom is very much in London, and they want to diversify. So this industry helps them sell that dream as well. Now,
Lavina, could you tell us a little more about how this free trade agreement will also help India? You're talking about the boost in jobs, the boost in economy of the UK. But how does this FTA benefit India, since we are talking about boosting the trade volume by almost doubling the trade volume?
Yes, exactly. So talking about India, what India gets is a huge value market. So if Britain gets a bigger market, they get a bigger value here in the United Kingdom. India is going to get 90%, tariffs will fall down by 99% on food, on gems, on tech, on electric cars. So these are the things that in textiles, very, very important textiles. So for people living here, and footwear, gems, textiles, and food, these are very, very important industries that will see coming.
Lavina, I'm going to have to ask you to hold on for 1 minute, one moment. I'm also being joined by Pranay on this. Pranay, a big development. The Prime Minister is meeting the UK PM. He's also expected to meet with the King. The biggest, of course, being the free trade agreement. What more do we know about this agreement? How will it benefit India? Pranay.
Definitely, it is going to to impact and benefit India in an Indian economy in a big way. Just to give an example of it, where India has a 7,500 kilometer of coastline, and many states, including Gujarat to West Bengal, to Andhra Pradesh, to Kerala, to Tamil Nadu, are the coastal states of India. And all these coastal states, and especially the Indian fishery sector, will get market access of $5.2 billion in UK. The agrarian products, as well as the Indian products in terms of the textile, the gems, jewelry, leather, all these products will get greater market access in the UK economy. UK is a big economy. UK is a better and a bigger market for India, and that's why if you see the potential of it, many of Indian products which used to face around 70% of tariffs in UK market will now be reduced to less than 7% or maybe in zero in many of the cases. Around 99%, as Lavina was also mentioning, around 99% of the tariff lines will be made zero. So this is definitely in terms of the greater market access and a wider market access. This will be the benefit for India. But on the other side, Anisha, I must also highlight the fact that India has managed to safeguard the interest in terms of the agri products, especially safeguarding the interest of Indian oilseed producers and the dairy produce from India, because India, that is India's core concern, and that's why in the long negotiations spanning over 3.5 years, India has managed to safeguard the interest for the domestic dairy producers, the domestic agri produce, especially in terms of the oil seeds. So that is the benefit for India. On the other side, for the service sector as well, be it yoga teacher or be it a chef or be it Indian professionals will get not only better opportunities, even if someone want to offer services in the UK market, they will also get a greater and a better access for the UK market after this FTA. Besides that, the double taxation avoidance has also been enshrined in this FTA. So these are the important pillars of this FTA, and that is going to benefit. And the larger volume which has been decided to double up the trade between India and UK. The current bilateral trade between 2023 and 24 was around $55 billion. And the ambitious target is to more than double it by $120 billion by 2030. So this is the
Okay.
target and volume which we are looking at.
All right, thank you for that, Pranay. Stay on with me. We are going to be talking about this important free trade agreement, and we're talking about what the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in the UK for. Let's take a look at what the India-UK trade deal could bring for India. First of all, it could eliminate 99% of the tariffs on Indian goods that are entering the UK. It effectively covers the entire bilateral trade value. Remember, this is going to be a huge boost to the economy for both countries, as India is also going to cut duties on 90% of British products. 85% of British products to be tariff-free in 10 years. That is the big takeaway here, as both the countries are talking about boosting each other's economy. Pranay, of course, is with me on this story. Pranay, what more are we expecting from both this FTA and further negotiations as the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in the UK?
Anisha, when this news came that India and UK has finalized, many people are still, they have delayed their car purchase, because after this FTA, the UK cars and various car models will get, entry into Indian market with lesser tariffs. So that is the thing. As far as the whiskey consumption is concerned, India has already outpassed France, as Lavina was also mentioning, in terms of the liquor consumption, and the British liquor, or especially the whiskey, the Scotch and whiskey, will get a greater access in Indian market. So that is also a gain for UK. India and UK are like two big economies, but in terms of the market access, if you see, India is a bigger market for UK. And recently, when the British High Commissioner was visiting our office, she categorically mentioned the point, Anisha, that UK want to invest in India because India is a rising economy, and this is the right time to invest in India and to remain invested in India with the pace and trajectory of Indian economy. So definitely it's a win-win situation. It's a gain for both the economies. But not only that, Prime Minister Modi's visit is not only restricted to signing of this FTA, Anisha. This is a time when Prime Minister Modi will be having this bilateral conversation with his British counterpart, Keir Starmer.
All right.
All the other issues of the bilateral relationship.
All right,
will also be
Pranay, we will keep talking about this. It is going to be a big boost to both economies and possibly a big win for those who like UK-based cars and, more importantly, Scotch whisky.